Oh, sweet. Thanks, Guns, and thanks to the resub Ghost Pro.
Very sneakily, what Lalit does here is enter the password reset routine for Amazon. He types the victim's email address, then asks him for the one-time PIN.
I'm going to send you a one-time verification code, okay?
Oh,
Your
no.
email, just to verify that I'm talking to the right customer, okay? Okay. So please check your email and give me the code.
Oh, no. Don't
If
do
anyone
it.
ever asks you to read out a one-time PIN, it's almost certainly going to be a scam. Always be on the lookout for this. If you're a patron of mine, you can see the whole audio of this scam happening from beginning to end. But this type of scam is all about getting a gift card.
Damn, what is that,
for the
Pixel
victim.
Dome? Sounds
They will
wild.
describe it as a security card, but scammers prefer gift card numbers these days because the money can cleanly be laundered and it's very difficult, if not impossible,
Thanks to give some
to get
mysterious.
that money back. And because these are 12-hour shifts, depending on how many pop-ups or which type of emails have sent out, it can get very busy and people will regularly walk around offering tea and coffee.
Oh, that's sweet.
But of course, with the CCTV there, I can't resist the opportunity to phone up Fairmart Travels and challenge some of the scammers on the floor. I'm going to be speaking to this person. He gives his name as Travis.
Get
Green,
ready,
but
Travis.
His real name is Susan.
Let's go. Fuck him up, Jim.
Thank you for calling support inside Travis. How can I help you?
Hi,
Thanks
yeah,
to resub
I've got
Sank.
like a computer lock warning message in front of me, and there's like a beeping sound that says to ring this number.
Like what exactly you were doing on the computer, sir, when this happened?
So I was trying to watch a movie, and it's just
Okay.
stopped, and it's kind of beeping away at me here.
No problem, sir. I will check that for you. Can you please confirm me your first and last name?
Yeah, it's Dilbert Goggenspine.
It's a good name.
Okay, and the computer that you have, is it a laptop?
Damn,
or
they
is
all
it a
play
desktop?
Pac-Man.
Yes,
Everyone
he's
in the-
playing Pac-Man.
Everyone in this call center is playing Pac-Man. Holy shit.
So just do one thing, sir. I will just check what exactly wrong is going on. Look onto your keyboard.
But instead of following his instructions, I decide to ask him who exactly they are.
I could find a website here. What website am I looking for?
If
I
you
can-
talk about my company's website, it's iTech, iTech, ITECH hyphen security. That's our website.
I can find it on my phone here.
Yeah, just please find it, sir. Just take your time and find it.
Right, so I've got like a website here, iTech Security Technical Support, and there's a USA.
Oh,
UK
true,
No,
true.
number.
Blocked applications.
Yes, sir. And on the very bottom, sir, you will find my headquarters as well in UK.
Right, so you're in the UK, yeah?
Plymouth address.
You're in the UK.
No, right now we are located. Right now we are located in California.
Right, so what time is it at California? Hello?
What kind of question is that, sir?
I don't believe you're
Ooh.
in California. I think you have to look it up.
Damn,
Sir, I'm not here
blasted.
to answer these kinds of questions, sir. Sir, what is the time in California?
Well, you don't know it because you're not there, are you?
Sir, how can you tell that we are
Checkmate.
not in California, sir?
Because
Our
you'd be able to
headquarters are
answer it.
based in San Jose, California.
You'd be able to answer it straight away. Instead, you're like,
It's 6 o'clock in California, sir.
so you had to look it up.
It sounds like you're playing Pac-Man. Say it, Jim. I want to see how he
Sir, why
reacts.
will I look it up, sir? We are not allowed to. We are not. I'm just wearing my watch.
I was severely tempted to stop playing Pac-Man.
Oh, come on, Jim.
Some more on his location.
Jim, come on.
If you're in San Jose, what does
Say
the
it.
center?
Say it.
What's the central road in San Jose called?
I'm not here to answer these questions, sir.
Okay, that tells me everything I need to know. If you really lived there, you would name one restaurant anywhere at
Exit
all
Prime,
in
heck.
San Jose.
Let me tell you one thing, sir. Let me tell you
Just
one
name
thing.
me one
I'm
street.
an Indian.
One
Okay,
street.
and my headquarters.
Are you
I beg your
in,
pardon?
are you in San Jose or not?
Definitely, sir.
Okay. Can you name me one restaurant in San Jose?
Quickly Google it. Wait, that's what the
without
fuck was
looking
that?
at Google.
Why should I tell you these questions, sir?
Because you'd be able
Why
to
should I
answer it
tell you
straight
this
away
question?
without Googling it.
Thanks for the bits, Danny.
No, I'm not googling it, sir. And I'm not even telling you.
Okay, so name me a restaurant in San Jose.
What did he
I don't
type
want you
in?
to do that. I don't want.
What did he type in?
No,
You
no,
just have to
no,
type
no,
in
no.
San
I'm
Jose
not going to
restaurant.
These questions I have many.
Just say
I can
McDonald's.
find on Google as well.
I know, and that's
But I
probably
don't
what you're
want to
doing.
do that because I'm not here to answer these questions. I'm not here to answer these
I
questions.
should give some Ghost and some Soul
Well, I bet you're
Calibur.
looking at Google right now.
I'm not doing that, sir.
Okay, so name me, I don't know what the railway station is called in San Jose.
I don't know that as well. I said, sir, I don't live in San Jose. I'm
do
an
you live?
Indian. My headquarters are based in San Jose, so I do my job over here.
So
Thanks for some
where do you
Shake and
live?
Drake in Days. No idea, Big
I'm
Pick.
an Indian. I said I live in India, but in San Jose we are having our headquarters, so I travel across the world.
So sorry, you are in India then?
No, I'm not in it. Right now I'm in San Jose.
Right, so why don't you know anything about San Jose?
Because I love my job, I respect my job. I don't come here to make fun, and I don't come here to travel. I come here to do my job.
So you must live outside the office somewhere.
He's so
Yeah,
confused
it's
right
in
now.
Timber Road.
God damn.
Trimble
In San
Road.
Jose.
Trimble Road is where your headquarters are. I'm asking even to name the street that you live in.
Sir, if I am living in Trimble Road, definitely my headquarters is there as well, sir.
So you live
181 West Trimble Road.
so you live beside where you work. The same street.
Sir, are you insane? What question you are asking me, sir? If you are having an office over there, definitely you will be there in
Yeah,
the
you
office.
fucking
Why
idiot.
will
What do you
be
mean?
there
Are you
in-
dumb?
So
Come on,
I'm
it's
just
an
asking
impossible
because I've just
question to
looked
answer.
at where Trimble Road is in San Jose.
Thanks to
Have you
Resub
ever seen it
Fano
in
and the
Street
Prime
View? 'Cause I'm looking
Skadoosh.
at it. And it's all offices. There's no residential places there. Have a look yourself.
Yeah.
You plainly
That
don't live
does
there.
not mean that if that does not mean that I do not live over here. We are having a team of almost like 150 to 200 people. We all live in office only, sir.
You live in the office. You sleep in the office, do you? Really? You have beds in the office? Really?
Yeah.
So you actually sleep there as well, and you don't go out, and you've never heard of any.
He loves his
San
job.
Jose.
He loves his job.
No, let me tell you one thing. Offices in your street might be small, sir.
Thanks to
But
the
in our
Prime
street,
Stefano and
offices are
Resub
very big.
Jimmy.
I know, I'm looking at it in Street View, and they're all business offices. I just can't believe that you actually sleep in your office as well. And presumably, when you landed
Why
in
didn't you
San
do one
Jose-
thing, sir?
Uh-huh.
No. Why don't you do one thing, sir? Okay?
Yeah.
Book your ticket to California and come tomorrow to California.
I've been there.
Book your ticket and come tomorrow to California. Why you're looking on the Google, sir?
I'm not looking.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I've been to San Jose already.
Uh-oh.
I have friends in San Jose.
He's getting
We'll have
wild.
to book my ticket to Delhi and visit you there.
Why will you book the ticket to Delhi?
Because that's where you are, I'm sure.
Thanks to the gift sub fancy.
You're wrong. I'm not in Delhi.
Well, why has everybody around you that I can hear got an Indian accent?
There is no. Who said that everyone over here has an Indian accent?
I can hear all the voices around you. There must be people next to you, and they're all speaking with an Indian accent. Why? Why would
What
that be?
What they're saying, sir? No. What they're saying? Can you hear them?
Oh yes,
Can
I
you
can.
tell them what you?
Jim, you need to scare
You
him.
keep saying what you said.
Scare him.
Things like press the Windows key with the letter R.
Tell him to
or-
tap the guy's shoulder next to
Well, I
him
just
and
heard
describe
that a
his
minute
shirt.
ago.
No. They're not saying.
Well, they all have
Near me,
Indian
there
accents.
is no one sitting. Only
Thanks to
one
Prime
person.
Swiss and Resub
And they're all
Hexadodecagon.
following-
Near me, no one is sitting. Only one person is sitting.
Yeah, but they're all following the old tech support script, scam script. They're all saying press Windows R. Yeah. I think you know this, don't you? Are you still there? I mean, it can't be a difficult.
Tell him
thing
to sit
work
back
this
down
out.
in his chair, Jim.
I just can't understand.
And that his
why you're not
bracelets are
honest.
fucking dumb.
I don't want to answer these questions, sir. You have wasted much of my time. Thank you so much.
I haven't really, Travis. I haven't really. I just want to know why you're scamming people. Oh, you cut me off. Yep.
Damn it, Jim. I guess he wanted
And
to,
in part
like,
3 of this video series, we
continue to
follow the
spy
money
on them.
and find out who all the key players are. We can trace all of the scam payments back to this man's PayPal account. We'll find out who he is
I'm
and
so
how
invested.
he sets up his business. And things have moved on since I initially created this video. Now the police have become involved and they've arrested the person at the top here. The company goes by several aliases and they're on screen. And if you think
Rough.
you or a relative has been affected by their
Pussy.
scam, please contact the police on the email address shown here and in the description.
Actually
My aim
fucking
with these videos-
steamrolled. Damn. I wish Jim would just play a little harder. Just a bit. But he's doing, like,
In
noble
part 1 of
work.
this video series, I showed how Fairmart Travels had a secret scam call centre to the rear of their
Thanks
premises.
to Prime, Papa Glock.
Fairmart are involved in pop-up scams and they also pretend to be Amazon. They will use both these sorts of scams to try and get money out of their victims. In part 2, we saw the supervisor noting just how much money each of the scammers had made, and this would determine their bonus. Their bonus payment was paid in cash. In the corner here is Amit Sindhu.
Thanks to Prime,
He is
Zantro.
one of 3 or 4 operations managers
And the
for
Tier 1
Android
Will
Technologies, or as they call themselves, 11 Hub. He's not only responsible for handing out the bonuses, but also making sure that the scams operate as intended. According to Amit's LinkedIn profile, and I suspect this page will be removed soon, he seems to have been working in the company since 2015.
Thanks to Resub Insomnia.
But the person who sits at the top of the chain is also called Amit. On the left here is Amit Chauhan. He is the CEO of Fairmart Travels and he's the ex-director of Adrit Technologies.
Nice.
It's not clear why he's no longer that director, but he was until fairly recently. Indeed, Adrit Technologies still have Amit's email address as the contact email for the company.
Thanks to Bitsfiend.
Once this video is released, undoubtedly Amit will try to distance himself from this company. But the scammers were taking payments, and I traced the PayPal payments directly to Amit. This is a screenshot from their PayPal page. It clearly shows that Amit Chauhan is the Chief Financial Officer of Adrit Tech, and his business was known by several aliases. Here you can see 24/7 Fix.
Jim's got him.
When the supervisors would log into PayPal, it was clear that their victims' details were also there. They would send invoices via
Ooh.
PayPal, so I could
That guy
trace
got
all of
fucked
the
up there.
payments from the victims directly to Amit.
Thanks to Prime Paper Tiger
And the
Infused.
PayPal account showed that thousands of dollars were being transferred from victims in the USA, UK, and
Holy shit, this is all in a single day. All of that whole page was one day. Damn, Emmett. Man was fucking banking. How is there this many, like, geriatric octogenarians that fall for this shit? That's crazy.
Australia. And don't forget that this was just one of 5 different payment gateways being used by this company. When the payments came off hold,
Thanks to
they were
Prime Bed,
transferred
Resub
to an
Jackson,
Indian
and
bank
Revenge.
account. But Amit was very careful never to set foot in the scamming offices themselves. Instead, he would meet with the floor supervisors on occasions in his office in the main building. And it was in those offices that Amit masterminded some of the scams that his company would run. Here in Amit's office, he would invite some of his business colleagues. The big guy on the bottom left is called Anuj, and the other guy on the right is called Amar. Between the 3 of them, they run a company called Z-Core Solutions, and here they're discussing some of the next scams that they're about to undertake. Fortunately for us, the only part of the building where the CCTV has audio are his offices, so we're able to pick up on these conversations.
It's like he installed the cameras in order to catch himself.
With the translation. translation.
Classic
I've
Emmett.
only highlighted the parts which are in English so that it's easier to understand. The group
Thanks to
discuss
Tier
how
1
many
Ash.
agents they'll need, how many days they'll work, what sort of commission they'll get, and ultimately what sort of scams they're about to operate.
Thanks to the
Until
resub
this
frame.
point, they'd mostly been running pop-up scams, but here the suggestion is to run the refund scam and pretend to be Amazon.
So the lesser the people know of this, it will become our job easier.
And not only was the work to be kept a secret, here they're discussing how they do the Amazon scam.
You will just connect it to the, from the billing department, you will just connect it to the technician.
The
Oh,
Amazon
thank you to 10
scam
gift
is
subs,
becoming
Komodo.
more and more common.
Thank you,
They
Komodo.
will
Appreciate
send
it.
a lot of bulk emails and pretend to be a billing department of Amazon. The order will contain the victim's name, but of course it's all fake. They just want the phone call. When an agent receives this phone call, they will try and persuade the victim that they've got a security or hacker problem. And the way to get around this problem is to go and buy a card. They will describe this as a security card, but in fact the victim would be buying a
Thanks to
gift
Prime.
card, the currency
Cleanup
of
crew.
scammers. If you're a patron of mine, you can hear some recent examples of some of the audio that I've captured. where
Yeah, he's
Fairmont
good,
tried
Foxy.
to scam. And to the outside world, Amit appears like a very successful entrepreneur. Last year, he visited Germany and Amsterdam, Singapore, New York,
Aw.
Las Vegas,
Oh.
Bhutan, Chandigarh, Thailand, and most recently Sri Lanka.
And then even more recently, jail.
Profound quotes from the likes of Steve Jobs. And this is his birthday cake, which features parts of Amit's life. On the left here is his black Porsche. He has a real one. On the right are some iPads and other Apple devices. In the middle, a laptop. And on the right
Yeah, I know
hand
what that
side,
is, Jimmy.
lots
I'm
of
familiar.
dollars. And to the
And
right
thank you
of
to
all
10
of
gift
this
subs,
is
Dev.
his
Thank you,
main
Dev.
Fairmont
Appreciate the
building.
generosity.
No mention of the secret one out the back. But all the time, his company are scamming older or vulnerable people.
I have MS and I'm a nervous wreck and I can't understand a lot. I'm listening
Don't worry,
real close.
don't be getting nervous, miss, okay? Right now you're in safe hands, okay? That is the reason you're telling me that you won't live for the next year as well, right?
Probably not.
No, don't tell me that, miss.
I'm a diabetic and I'm legally blind.
Okay.
And I'm pretty.
What the fuck?
Some of the phone calls that I listened into are absolutely heartbreaking, and that was just one of them. I have tried to report Fairmont Travels and Amit Chowan via the National Cybercrime Portal for India, but this portal just doesn't work. You're supposed to receive a one-time PIN to a mobile
Okay.
number, but it looks as if that part is broken, so I can't even report the crime this way. Instead, and only because I know exactly where the building is and therefore which police service and which district is involved, I reported the crime to the Haryana police. And initially, when I submitted the report, absolutely nothing happened. I didn't even get an acknowledgement email. This was pretty much expected.
Okay.
I've never really had any response from any police service in India. So instead, I did something new.
Thanks to resub
I
Jesse,
reached out
underestimated,
to a
and
documentary
Dev.
crew in the UK
And Fruniel.
Panorama, and I shared my material with them. They have
Thanks
much
to resub
larger
Lil Rock.
budgets than me, and they even had the ability to travel to India to confront the owners, and that's exactly what they did. There's a link in the top right hand corner to that Panorama documentary, and I'll pick up in part 4.
Really
what happened
smart
whenever
idea.
Those videos and the documentary went live. But to reuse Amit's favourite quote, this operation can only work if it's run by a team of people, and one of the most important people in that team is Sahil Garg. He is the accountant for this company, and I witnessed the operations managers making their daily reports on how much money they'd scammed the previous day directly.
Alright,
to
Satan. Hope you
Sahil.
had a good day.
So I can now put together a picture of the key players in this scam. Top of the tree is Amit Chowan, and he is the director of Fairmont Travels and the ex-director of Adrit Technologies. The people that he plans the scams with are called Anuj and Amar, and between the three of them they own 2 companies, Z-Core Solutions and CapNerds Venture. Anuj and Amar
Is there no use?
independently have a different travel company called
Yeah, he is
Travel
Dino Man.
Matrix and a marketing division called A Square Marketing. They are also co-owners of a nightclub in Delhi.
Jim Browning's like a real-world version of
Amar
L from Death
especially
Note.
posts lots of this footage inside the nightclub on his Facebook page.
Woo! Let's go!
You have to wonder where all the money came from to buy a nightclub like this.
Wishing a very happy one, Mr. Fungus out here.
And so back to the key players. One of the most important people here we've covered is Sahil Garg, and he is the accountant for all of Amit's businesses, including Fairmart and Adrit Technologies. The co-director of
Easy to
Fairmart
sub
is
queue.
Asif Bhatt. It's unclear whether he
Have
has
a good night,
anything
Sonic.
to do with the scams, so I've left his face blurred. The two people beside him in this diagram are Asif Chowdhury and Amit Sindhu, both operations managers for Adrit Technologies. And finally, at the top of the diagram is another director of one of the companies that Amit owns. Amit's wife Sonia is co-director of CapNerd's Payment Solutions. It's unclear what this payment solutions business does, but there is a similarly named CapNerd's venture, which is owned by Amar, Anuj and Amit. Given their track record, it's hard not to believe this is associated with scams. But what about Amit's main business, Fairmart.com? Is it legitimate? Well, in 2019, they had a plainly fake address. They claimed to be at an address in Delaware, but when looked at on Google Maps, it was plainly a residential area and
Oh,
not
rough.
an office location. But since the TV crew became more interested in Fairmart, they've now rented a different office address, this time in Denver, Colorado. I've been told that although they rent this address, they don't seem to meet there very often. But on Trustpilot, Fairmart.com seems to be doing pretty well. 80% of the reviews look like they're excellent, and only a small proportion seem to be poor or bad. But when you look carefully at these reviews, there does seem to be a bit of a pattern. Any of the good or excellent reviews seem to name every agent by name, and the good reviewers only seem to have ever reviewed just one company, Fairmart.com.
No,
Poor
no, they
reviews,
were just so
however,
passionate.
Don't mention agents by name. The original promised fare is increased, and it seems almost impossible to get your money back. So although I can't definitively prove this, I believe that Fairmart.com are internally writing their own good reviews, and any poor ones are legitimate. But there's one thing that I am sure about, and that's that they pretend to be the reservations for Delta Airlines. They've probably seeded their phone number to make it look as if they are the front desk for Delta. The following conversation was recorded in December 2019 and shows just how deceptive Fairmart will be.
Thank you for calling reservations. So may I help you today?
Let's give you some hug.
My name is Randy. I'm holding a Delta Sky Miles credit card,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a challenge here. I wanted to use points to travel. I'm going for my residency for my doctorate, and I'm coming up short here on points.
I'm surprised he's not playing Pac-Man.
I was told by someone that
He's actually listening.
For those, Delta Sky Miles card holders, that you all might be able to assist me with some points to try and book this flight. So I was
Okay.
kind of.
Sure, definitely. So what I understood here is you would like to book a flight using your points, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Definitely, so I can assist on that. So, okay, how many points do you have, sir?
That's a good question.
Is it tier 1 first form Frieza?
So, book this flight.
And the resub sniper.
That is fine, sir. I would love to check that for you. Can I have your Delta Sky Miles number?
Up until this point, this Fairmart agent hasn't given any indication that he isn't Delta, and he has no access to any systems which will allow him to look up the Delta Sky Miles details. So what does he do?
Okay, 921.
And can I have the password?
And can I have the password? He's breaking the number one rule of any customer interactions. No legitimate person will ever ask for your password.
Not
This
true.
is a sure sign that it's a scam.
People on
Even the real
RuneScape
Delta
do.
Airways would never ask their customers for their password. This victim is slightly taken aback by someone asking for his password.
Do they normally give out the password?
Yeah, of course. Without a password, you cannot log in.
Okay. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Oh my
Password on this
god.
one is-
How? He's not even
I
like an
won't play
old
the rest of
man.
this audio, but suffice to
He's
say,
going for his
this agent
doctorate.
wasn't able to log in despite having the right password, and there may have been security checks which triggered a blocked login. So even if Fairmart do call themselves a legitimate travel company, some of their practices are at best questionable. The reviews are certainly fake, and these practices of asking people for their passwords is probably illegal. I have passed on this information to the Delta SkyMiles team, and hopefully they are able to take action against Fairmart.com. So we're going to leave part 3 with Luke here on the right, chalking up just
Oh,
how
wow,
much
that
money
flew.
he's made on this shift. When he writes it up on the board, it should translate into a nice bonus for him. He, together with about 30 other scammers, have managed to scam upwards of $3 million from people all over the UK, US and Australia. He is employed by
He's a tier 1
Android
no-cat.
Technologies, an offshoot of Fairmart.com, and they use common infrastructure. They'll typically use Ringba.com and ETItel for their phone numbers, again shared with their main business,
Thanks to the resub is
Fairmart.com.
Aragon.
And once they have scammed people, they will follow up on these scams with other ones. They will claim that there are yet more hackers or problems on people's PCs in order to get yet more money out of their victims. They will pretend to be other companies
Thank you,
like
Don Wing.
Amazon
No, I
or
do
Delta
not.
Airlines in order to extract as much money as possible. So as Lalit goes into the side office to recollect his mobile phone, his company, together with hundreds of others in the Kolkata and Delhi districts, will be undertaking the same sort of scams day in, day out. And it's only when the police in India get serious about
Thanks to
this
Prime
sort
Minister
of crime
Gunru.
will something be done about it. The portal for cybercrime reporting needs to be fixed, and any complaints need to be followed up on. I can provide lots of intelligence for other similar scam call centres. But until this action happens, people here
I
like
cannot
Luke, or
believe that
Lalit,
shit.
as he's really called, will be free to do these scams as often as he likes. And not only will he make money, but his
Thanks to
boss,
2 gift subs, Kit
Amit,
Kat.
will make money. So as we watch him leave the scam call centre, let's hope that some good at least comes from this set of videos. I certainly intend to expose these scammers for what they do, and if you wish to support me, there is a link to my Patreon channel below. This
Alright,
is
we're
never
on to part
compulsory.
4.
I'll always make these videos free, but any support you can give me is most welcome.
Seems like
The
such a
very
good
last
guy.
part of this video.
Alright, and now the finale. Hopefully it ends with some kind of like crazy shootout, bombs, something wild. A fire, perhaps, maybe a tsunami. Like, I want this shit to go full Michael Bay in part 4.
In the first few parts of this video series, I discovered a scamming call centre who had CCTV. I was able to use their own CCTV to watch how they ran their scams. They had a secret office out the back of their main building where
Nice,
around
Sam.
20 to 30 scammers would operate on a daily basis. They would get bonuses paid in cash for scamming people in Australia, UK and the US. And they would run multiple scams. They would pretend to be Amazon or Microsoft and send out pop-up messages to infect people's computers. But it was only when I started working with a BBC documentary crew that the world had its attention on this scam.
Thank you for holding the line. I really appreciate your time and patience. My name is Chris Lawson.
It's starting to warm where you are.
Yeah, it is very hot here in California.
Thanks for Prime Dirt.
Bloody hell, I'll have to come over there then.
Yeah, please. We'll go to the beaches, you know.
Ah, that'd be nice.
The BBC produced this trailer before their documentary, and it had a huge impact.
We need to repair all the services which got broken, alright?
Yeah, I see that.
Sir, there would be a charge of $12.95, okay?
Oh, bloody hell, I heard that.
So let me get it done. Hey, why are you crying, man? You're a very good man.
Oh,
Why are you
no.
I suffer from depression.
crying? No, sir. Everything will be okay. Don't worry, okay?
Yeah.
Now, promise me you won't cry again, okay?
These pictures of scammers laughing at one of their unfortunate victims had a very profound effect on a number of people. And the CCTV caught not just the scammers themselves, but the boss, Amit Chohan. And by tracing the payments from the victims, it led directly to this call centre boss. It also showed him planning some scams and taking advice from others who were clearly experienced in this sort of fraud.
I hope you're doing well, Pile.
Bottom line, that is how we should measure our success. We don't give it about the customer.
And I was able to show a direct link between the victims' payments and Amit Chohan's accounts. And with that money, he was living a luxury lifestyle.
Yeah, he's on top of the world, baby.
In this trailer, it caught the attention.
It's Amit's world. We're just getting scammed in it.
The story went as far as New Zealand. So when the TV
Thanks,
documentary was broadcast on UK national television on the 2nd of March 2020, it reached a very wide audience. And one of the people supposedly watching was this man. His name is Karan Goel, and he heads up the cybercrime police in Gurugram, the location of Amit's scam call centre. And in under 12 hours from the broadcast of the TV programme, Karan's team raided the call centre.
Woo!
And they went into the right place. They went to the building behind Fairmart where the scammers were located. They also went to Amit Chohan's luxurious home address, and there they picked up some of his laptop equipment. Chohan was living in the DLF Magnolias building in New Delhi. The Magnolias apartment complex was a luxurious location. It overlooked an Olympic-sized swimming
Exit tier
pool
1
and
link.
had access to a golf
They give some
course.
crunchy.
And Chohan's rent for this apartment was 5 lakh or 500,000 rupees. That's about $6,000 per month. That sort of rent is almost unheard of in Delhi. And according to reports, the laptop contained the scripts which the scammers would use to dupe their victims.
Surely Jim was watching when they raided,
Personal
right?
details
I'd love to
of
see the
those
footage.
victims, including email addresses, credit and debit card numbers, and checks written to one of the many aliases. So as Goel was giving the press conference, he revealed some of the critical details of the arrest.
Do they not have
It wasn't
handcuffs? They're
Amit
just
Chohan
holding
who was
hands.
arrested. Here on the right is Sumit Kumar, who was supposedly the accountant for this company. The newspaper reports revealed that Chohan and Kumar were both college dropouts, and that the police had sufficient evidence to press charges against both. So bizarrely, hand in hand with their arresting police officers, they were paraded in front of the cameras in the
Nice.
police station. So this is obviously an amazing success, something I never thought
Thanks
would
to the
be
gifts of
possible.
gangbang and no
But
cat.
honestly, I don't think anything would have happened had I just produced the video on my own. It really needed the extra media attention. But there are still a number of loose ends, particularly how are the victims going to get their money back? Well, there's
That's
at least one
not gonna
good
happen,
story,
I don't think.
Because the person who was featured at the start of this video, who lost more than £1,200, has been compensated. But that didn't come through the seizure of assets. Instead, someone who's a viewer of my channel felt so sorry for the man who had been crying and was suffering from depression that he offered to return all of the money that was
Thanks,
scammed to
Resub
him
Ice Pro
from his own
Amusement.
pocket.
Oh,
I've got to keep the victims' details as private as possible, but Rory, on behalf of this entire channel, thank you for being so generous to a complete stranger. And police in Gurugram have asked anyone who thinks they may be a victim of this scam to get in touch via the email address on screen and in the description. But there was more than just
Thanks to the
Chohan
bits,
and his
Dwyler.
accountant involved in this scam. We had CCTV which showed him meeting with some of his business associates, and they were the ones who were able to explain to him how certain scams would work. And even though they had been caught
Oh shit,
red-handed
thanks for the raid.
explaining how those scams
Welcome.
would be set up, they still had the nerve to complain about the videos which had their faces and names already blurred on YouTube.
Oh, fuck.
So even though I've been careful to blur out their details, they still wanted
Appreciate
to
the raid.
silence me, and it's understandable. So in a clear abuse of YouTube's privacy policy, they raised this complaint
Welcome.
against me. But I've done absolutely nothing wrong. None of their personal details are revealed, and instead I'm going to put a link in the description to where people can read more about these two characters. But that will of course be outside YouTube. The link will show the evidence that this pair run other scam call centres, and this is how they've got the expertise. Let's just hope that the Haryana police will also take an interest in these two.
And they should fix their
police
website.
themselves have work to do to get their own house in order. The official National Cybercrime Reporting Portal only works
Thanks to
if
Prime.
you've got an Indian
Smash.
mobile number. And not only that, you have to select the specific state because that particular
Yeah, it was a
police
fake
force
raid,
will
it
be the
seems.
ones
Wild.
investigating. Most people
Wild.
will have an IP address
Must
at
have been
best
Amit.
and will not know the exact region and therefore the exact police force to get
I just
in
looked at
touch
the
with.
name.
And it
Exit
doesn't
tier
help
1
when
wall
the
to wall.
Delhi police admit that it's a difficult crime to crack. Their system should help them. I'm showing a still from the Panorama documentary where they interview one of the police heads in Delhi. He said that very few victims come forward to report the crime, and well, their portal won't help in that respect. And it's also almost impossible to identify the call centre involved, and I totally agree with that. If more people were allowed to legally do what I do, I'm certain sure that a lot of these call centres would be uncovered and more arrests could be made.
Agreed.
But this is why I
Agreed.
do what I've been doing. You cannot tell from the phone number or anything to do with the caller ID who is behind the scam. You don't even need a physical telephone line in your office to run these robocall scams. And there are hundreds of these scam call centres throughout India, mostly in the Delhi and Kolkata regions, but also in some of the other major cities. I have reported to the police almost every one of the pins on this map, but until now, nothing has been done about it. So I'm hoping that this series of videos can actually make a real change in India and the Indian police's ability to act on the reports that I send. I still can't encourage anyone to do exactly what I do because it's perceived as illegal. However, when the scammer connects to my computer, I can show 100% of the time that they were trying to steal money from me.
No.
This may not be a valid defense, but at least it will probably discourage a complaint.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
There
One
may
sec.
be some unexpected benefits.
What? I didn't. I've been using the same one all day.
Of this particular.
Huh? I don't know. I've been using the same one all day. I wasn't even home most of the day, so it's just been the same one. I don't know then.
Particular scam. On
Easy
screen
tier 1,
is
flawless,
rescam.org.
and the resub soaked,
Hey, nice to meet you.
and bearded wonder.
Welcome to Rescam.
And what does this system do?
I'm an artificially intelligent email bot made to reply to scam emails.
I'm anyone and no one.
As far as scammers
nice.
will know, I'm you.
And what this bot will do is...
I adopt one of my many personalities.
To continue the conversation of any would-be victim.
I waste their time with a never-ending series of questions and anecdotes.
So that they have less time to pursue real people.
So although
I
this
love that
website
shit.
is geared to automatically replying to scam emails, can you imagine a system which would trap those robocalls and keep scammers occupied with realistic conversations?
They won't know when they're scamming or getting scammed out of their own time.
Is the
It's
resub
bad for
fire?
business. Deleting a scam email protects you, but forwarding to
Me at rescam.org.
protects others.
It's also kind of funny.
So because I've got more than 70,000 recordings of real scams, it may be possible through artificial intelligence to keep scammers occupied when they make phone calls. Obviously these
I love
calls
it.
would need to be anonymised and there are probably some legal implications of all of this.
Of course, Stove.
But in theory they could be used to help prevent scams in the future. I'm currently in discussions with a US university to try and do just
Kid
that.
Boga, yeah.
Can we create an artificial intelligence which will keep scammers
There's a tier 1 Luke
on the
rocks.
phone? Imagine an automated version
Hey, there's
of
Kit.
Boga or Hope's Hotel. The conversations wouldn't be as funny, but they certainly will be realistic. But since I may never get to see these scammers on their own CCTV again, I'm going to leave you with a little clip with Sam here in the top right being called out by one of his potential victims.
Oh, that's exciting.
Thank you for calling technical department. You're talking to Sam. How can I help
Thanks,
you?
Tier 1 Perry.
Yeah, what is your company name?
Oh, rough. Oh, it's
So
left
the
channel.
company name is Premium Technical Support, and
Yeah,
that is
shit.
based out in California. How can I help you?
Okay, Premium Technical Support.
I can't hear it.
What's your
Right.
address?
Sure, the company is based out in California, San Jose. Alright. So
I'm
if I
not
ask you,
doing
sir, can you
mono
please tell
audio.
me what kind of problem you're facing with the computer?
Yeah, it's a virus.
Will annotations bring it up? Let's see.
Okay. So if I ask you, sir, can you please tell me what exactly you were doing on the machine when this came
Thanks
up
to
on
the
the screen?
resub, Rhett and Tier 1 Perry.
Oh, I don't know. Went to a website, and the next thing I know, it pops up a little box saying to call you bastards with some kind of bribe or, you know.
Okay. And if I ask you, sir, is that the first time that you came across all these issues with, or you had before as well?
Thanks to the resub, Colonel Chicken.
What's that?
I'm asking, is that very first time that you came across all these issues, or you had before as well in the past?
So what do you want? You want my IP address so you can hack me and make me a remote robot, or what?
No, of course, sir. So why will I do that? I'm not a hacker.
Well, I don't know. Why is your number there?
Because as I said, like might be it's a Trojan attack, or might be you have some infections in your computer who is creating lots of problems inside your machine. So that is why you have the alert with you, so that before it goes anything wrong, you can get it fixed. That's why you got the hour number, okay?
Thanks to the resub, Sauce.
Alright.
It's not that big of a deal, Skeleton.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, I'm just
Right,
curious
so-
what scam you guys are running. It's a
So
scam that you're running.
So what do you mean by scam?
Fraud. Fraud, scam, swindle.
The subtitles aren't really helpful.
What are you trying to do?
So like, first of all, let me tell you,
Here,
sir,
what
you're
kind
not
of f***ing program or whatever are you trying to sell? You're a scammer.
I'll tell you.
You're not even in the
Alright.
United States.
No, yes, we are. If you want, you can come like physically at our place in California.
Well, I'm just curious, what kind of a fraud ad are you running on a website that pops up and threatens people to call your number?
Thanks to the resub, Broccoli.
If you're a patron of mine, you can see a different ending, one which would be an instant demonetization on YouTube, but is very funny. If you would like to support me
Thanks
on
to Tier 1
Patreon, there's a
Pingu.
link here and in the description below, and catch me on Twitter at JimBrowning11. Again, thank you for watching.
That was a great series with a very happy ending. Actually went to jail. Fuck yeah. That was good. There's a lot of these channels now, which is, I think, a good thing.
Open the sunroof. No! I'll close if it rains. That hit within 100 metres.